Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for this movement-based flow practice. We are going to move with our breath and balance today. But before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you get a note every time I upload a new video. Let's get started. Thanks for everybody for coming. And I just want to begin standing at the head of our mat. Find your feet together, big toes together, heels apart. Shut your eyes. Draw energy up your body, up your legs, towards your body. Lengthen up as you're drawing energy up. Pull the rib cage up and then lower the shoulder blades. Lengthen the crown of the head. Hands can drop next to the hips or you can bring them to your heart center. We'll take 3 breaths here. Feeling tall and strong. Setting our intention for this day. And then when you're ready, begin softly, gently open your eyes. And as you inhale, sweep the fingertips down, around, and up, and come up on your toes. Just lift the heels off the mat. Tailbones turn down, shoulder blades are dropped down the mat. As you exhale, lower your heels and lift your toes. Hands come to the heart center so the balls of your feet are on the mat and the toes are lifted. So let's flow through this a couple of times. Inhale to come up, fingertips up, heels up. Exhale, heels drop, toes come up. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Keep the spine long here. As you exhale, hands come down, lift the toes. Just breaking some tension in the bottom of your feet. One more time to come up. Exhale, lower the heels, lift the toes. This time as you inhale, just keep your feet down on the mat, fingertips come high. Exhale, soften the knees and forward fold to a nice easy forward fold here. You can bring your feet to hip width apart if you like, or you can keep your big toes together. It's up to you. Just sway here a little bit. You can ragdoll, take opposite elbows, or interlace your fingertips at the base of your neck and drop. Find a halfway lift now with the fingertips on the shins, flat back, reaching the crown of the head forward, roll the shoulders back. As you exhale, return to that forward fold. Come all the way down, lengthening the spine. Now dropping your hips back, bending the knees, sweeping the mat with your fingertips, reach forward with the head. Low back. Breath in to reach the fingertips back towards the mat behind you. Palms are facing one another. Squeeze the shoulder blades in towards one another. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale, swing the fingertips back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, sink the hips a little lower. And inhale to lift the heart. Bringing your chest up off your thighs, coming to chair pose. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep the core engaged. Big breath in. Long, slow exhale as we forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Find length in the spine here. Now as we exhale, let's soften the knees. Plant your hands. Be very intentional about the way you place your hands. And bring your feet back to the back of the mat. Coming into a plank pose. You can be on your toes or on your knees here. Inhale the shoulders forward over the fingertips. And as you exhale, maybe silently count a count of 5 as we lower to the mat. Take here, so nice slow lower. Tops of the feet press into the mat, and we're going to roll the shoulders back, bring the chest up. Exhale to release. Inhale to table or plank on your toes or on your knees. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's let the right heel float. As you exhale, bring that right foot forward between your hands. Maybe it takes a couple of steps to get there. Staying up on the left toes, plant the left hand, and let's reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. Nice, easy twist. Big breath in here. Exhale. Right fingertips come to the mat. Arrange your feet and prepare as we inhale to come all the way up to your crescent lunge. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, even as you drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand forward, right hand back. Big breath in here to lengthen the spine. Exhale, sink the hips. As you inhale now, drop your right hand towards your left thigh, the back of your left thigh, and the left hand towards the ceiling. From here, let's make our way to Warrior Two. So left heel grounds, right hands forward, right knees over the right ankle. Turn. Take a look at your right big toe. Make sure you can see it, that your knee isn't in the way. Shoulders come back and down. Inhale, fingertips up, straighten that right leg. As you exhale, let's make our way back to Warrior Two. Dropping the left hand to the left thigh, let's reverse the warrior, bringing the right hand up to the ceiling. Follow it with your eyes. Keep pressing the right knee over the right ankle. As you exhale, extended side angle, right elbow to right knee, or bringing those fingertips to the floor. Left fingers high or overhead. Stay here for a full cycle of breath. And let's inhale back, Warrior Two. As you exhale, bring that right knee towards straight. We're not going to lock it, but bring it towards straight. Left hand drops to the left thigh again, and right hand reaches up for the ceiling, so a reverse triangle. As you inhale, let's come to triangle. Bump your hips back towards the back wall. Reach the crown of the head forward so the spine is coming parallel to the floor. Chest is facing the side. Left hand is high. Looking for length in both sides of your waist here. So try not to compress too much through the right side of your waist. Big breath in here. As you exhale, soften into that right knee. Come back to Warrior Two. And then bringing your hands to your hips, straighten the right leg, and pivot on those toes so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Your hands out to the sides, palm face down. Soften your knees a little bit. Turn your tailbone down, engage the core, and let's come halfway down. You're gazing straight down at the mat. Find length in the spine, using the strength of your core to hold you in this position. Big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then bringing your hands down to the mat. You can bring them underneath your shoulders, or you can bring your peace fingers around your big toes as you drop the crown of your head towards the floor. Fingertips come to the mat underneath the shoulders if you've had them elsewhere. Pivot your toes out, your heels in. And soften your knees as you roll your shoulders up over your hips. Fingertips come high, sinking down into the hips, now bringing the knees over the ankles. Draw your elbows till they're shoulder height. Palms face forward, goddess squat. Inhale, press into the feet, straighten the knees, reach the fingertips up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, let's come back to our goddess squat. Can bring the elbows in towards the waist a little bit, opening up through the shoulders. Inhale one more time, 5-pointed star. Pivot on the feet again so the heels are behind the ankles. Soften the knees and forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift and begin to work into that right knee, coming to a side lunge, lifting the left toes up towards the ceiling. You can stay here with your fingertips on the mat, or you can bring your hands to heart center. Fingertips come down onto the mat, and then let's walk around towards the front of the mat, coming into our low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips and launch your weight into your right foot, bringing your left knee high. Stay here with the left knee bent or extend that left leg long. Big breath in, long, slow exhale. Softening the standing leg, draw your left ankle over your right knee. Slip your hips back and down behind you, coming to a standing figure 4. Just for one breath here. Inhale to lift the shoulders, lift the rib cage. Take your ankle and bring your left foot to tree pose. Inside of the right thigh or the right calf or with the toes on the floor. Inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Left knee comes forward and then step the left foot down next to the right. Take a moment here, standing in mountain, rolling the shoulders back and down, finding yourself in the same pose as the beginning of practice. Taking a couple of breaths once again, feeling how you feel after we've done one side. Inhale the fingertips down, around, and up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Fingertips are on the shins, finding length in the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees. Place your hands down onto the mat. Step your feet back to the back of the mat, finding your high plank pose. Inhale, shoulders come forward. And as you exhale, nice and slow, lower halfway down or to the mat. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs, turn the tailbone down, roll the shoulders back so the heart is broad. Turning onto the tops of your feet now. Bring your heart forward, roll the shoulders back. Crown of the head is reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull your low ribs in, pull your core in, and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left heel. As you exhale, place the left foot forward between the hands. Planting the right hand, lift the left heel, lift the left hand, coming to a lunge pose, a twisted lunge. Big breath in here. As you exhale, bring that left hand down onto the mat and inhale to roll up to crescent lunge. Exhale, sink the hips. Big breath in here, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand's forward, left hand's back, sinking the hips. Next inhale, we drop the left hand to the right thigh, right hand reaches up to the ceiling. So it's like a revolved reverse twist. And reaching the right hand back to the back of the mat, left hand forward, ground the right heel, warrior two. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up, straightening that right leg, one pump. Exhale back, warrior two. Dropping the right hand to the right thigh, this time the left hand reaches up to the ceiling. Coming to our reverse warrior. Really pressing the left shin forward as you reach back with the left fingertips. Inhale to warrior two. As you exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow to the left knee or fingertips to the floor. Let your right fingertips reach towards the front of the mat, and your right shoulder blade is going to drop down your back. Big breath in, long, slow exhale. Inhale, coming back up, warrior two, straightening the left leg on an exhale. Inhale to reverse your triangle. Left hand reaches, right hand drops to the right thigh. Just getting another big stretch, pinching the right side of your waist. Hands come out to a T, bump your hips back towards the back wall and reach forward with the crown of your head. Bringing the left hand to the inside of the left leg, right fingertips high. So you're stacking your right wrist over your right shoulder over your left shoulder over the left wrist, facing the side wall. Triangle pose. Let's soften into that left knee now. Make our way back up, warrior two. Hands come to the hips. Straighten the left knee and pivot on the toes so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Once again. Let's interlace the fingers at the base of the spine and press the knuckles away from the body. Rolling the shoulders back, puffing up the chest. Knees are a little bit soft here. Tailbones turn down. Let's hinge forward from the hips. Bringing the crown of the head down towards the floor and letting your fist come up and over. You can sway your fist from side to side here if you like. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Soften your knees. Pivot on your feet so the heels are in, toes are out. And inhale up to a 5-pointed star. Exhale to bend the knees over the ankles. Draw your elbows to the height of the shoulders for a goddess arms, goddess squat. Inhale, fingertips come up. As you exhale, make your way back to your squat. Draw the elbows in towards your waist, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, fingertips up. As you exhale, hands to heart center, pivot on your toes so your heels are behind the ankles or behind the toes, and drop down to your forward fold. Inhale, finding a halfway lift. Let's work into this left knee now. Bending the left knee, coming to a side lunge. Right toes are facing up towards the ceiling. Fingertips are supporting you, or the hands are at heart center. Full cycle of breath here. Fingertips can come down onto the mat. Let's walk our hands around towards the front of the mat. Inhale up to our crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands come to the hips. Launch your weight into your left foot. Drag that right foot forward to bring the right knee high. Stay like this or extend that right heel. Try and keep it about hip height for a full cycle of breath. Softening the standing leg, bring your right ankle to your left knee and slide the hips back and down to a figure four. One full cycle of breath here. Inhale, crown of the head comes up, straighten up through the standing leg, and your left thigh and the sole of your right foot are going to connect for tree pose. Maybe you're using the inside of your calf or your ankle, as long as you're not using your knee here. Now really draw the right knee out to the side and lengthen up through the sides of your waist. Fingertips can reach while the shoulder blades drop. Hands come to heart center, right knee forward, and drop that right foot down next to your left. Inhale the fingertips up to the ceiling. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands. Step your feet back to either down dog or to plank on your toes or on your knees. You can hold down dog or you can come forward from your plank. We'll just take one last vinyasa, coming down to the floor or halfway down. Inhale to open the heart. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right heel. As you exhale, bring your right shin forward to the front of the mat. Right knee behind the right wrist, right foot behind the left wrist. We're coming to Pigeon Pose. Sliding the left knee back behind you. Taking a look at the back leg, make sure it's straight. Your knee, the top of your foot are facing down into the mat, stretching through the front of the left hip. If this is giving you any discomfort in your right knee, flip over and take a figure four pose, or you can try sticking a block or a pillow underneath your right hip, see if that helps. I like to stay up for a breath or two, letting the weight of my body sink the hips, rolling the shoulders back. And then when you are ready, fingertips can come to the mat in front of your right shin. Can stay here just like this, or you can come down onto forearms or bring your forehead down onto the mat. It's up to you, whatever feels good here. We'll have 3 cycles of breath here. Hands come to the mat. Lift the heart up off the mat, up and away from that right leg. And let's roll onto the right hip. Sweep the left leg forward. You can let this left leg rest anywhere that feels good. Draw the sole of your right foot to the mat. Hug your right knee in. And take your hands and wrap them around your right foot, lifting that right foot till it's the shin is parallel to the floor. Stay here just like this. Begin to press the back of your knee away from you. Come to as far as feels good here. So you might not be 100% straight. That's okay. Just want to feel really good. Nice lengthening up through the spine, rolling the shoulders down and away from the ears, and just getting a nice stretch through the back of your right leg. Okay, let's bring the left fingertips to the mat now and slowly set your right leg down onto the mat. Draw your left knee and your left sole of your foot into the right thigh, so you're almost like in tree again. Lengthen up through the spine, and we're going to take a twist here. Right hand to the left knee, left fingertips behind. Rolling the left shoulder back. Now from here, try and keep this twist. Keep your right hand where it is and sweep the left hand up to the ceiling and then over, so it's reaching out over the left leg. Right hip stays left hip stays planted down on the mat. As we reach with the left hand, we're getting a nice stretch through the left side body. Inhale, take up. Both hands up. As you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Bring the left knee into the chest. Cross your ankles. Take the tops of your feet and squeeze them into your hips as close as you can so that you can roll over onto your feet. From here, you can step back to plank pose or to down dog. Up to you. You can vinyasa if you like. Coming to low plank, up dog. Roll back to downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left heel. As you exhale, left shin comes forward to the front of the mat, dropping the right knee. Sliding your right leg back towards back and down. Again, if you have any knee problems, you might want to just flip over onto your back. Take a figure 4. Take a look back at your right leg. Make sure it's straight and strong right out to the toes. Use props under the left hip as needs be. Stretching through the front of the right hip. Getting a nice twist in the left hip. Stay here on your fingertips or your palms, or you can come down to forearms. Take your time about making this trip down to the mat. If you like, you can reach the fingertips forward and bring the crown of your hair, the forehead to the mat. 3 cycles of breath here. After your 3 breaths, you can bring your hands to the mat. Lift your heart if you have lowered it. Roll on to this left hip. Sweep your right leg forward. Let it relax while you hug the left knee into your chest. You're going to take that foot from either side with both your hands and bring the shin up parallel to the floor. So just lift the foot. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen up through the spine, and then begin to bring that leg towards straight. So this side might be different than the first side. That's fine. You might find that you can come further into it or less far. Whatever is happening is the right thing. Hamstrings are stubborn, so it's nice to give them a little bit of attention every day. And then dropping the left foot down towards the mat. Right sole of the foot comes into the left thigh. You can sweep that right hand back to the mat behind you, and then the left hand can come to your right knee. Nice easy twist here. You can even bring your gaze out over the right shoulder. Long, slow exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. So keep your left hand on that right knee and sweep the right hand up to the ceiling and then up and over. Right hip stays grounded while you're reaching with that right hand. Don't worry about how far you come or if you can reach your toes or not. Just concentrate on keeping the right shoulder back and feeling the sensation of this opening in the right side of your body. Inhale, coming back up. Bring the right knee high, the left knee into your chest. We're going to come down onto our backs now. You can keep your chin tucked, or you for sure keep your chin tucked. You can keep your hands on the mat or reach them forward. You can keep your feet on the mat or lift them up. Coming to boat pose. Wherever you are, lower yourself down onto the mat slowly and with control. Once you get there, draw your knees into your chest. Let your head and shoulders relax down onto the mat. Take a quick spinal twist before we head into Savasana. So hands can come to cactus or to a T, and just let your knees drop over to the left. Right shoulder blade is heavy. You can bring your gaze to your right shoulder. Big breath in. Long, slow exhale. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Gaze to the left. Chest is facing up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, let's come back up to center. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Rolling around just the outer edge of your sacrum. Go in one direction and then the other. Then when you're done with that, draw the knees in and release to Savasana. Feet at the far corners of the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades in underneath you. Palms reach up. Just taking this last few moments of practice to enjoy the start of the day. Connect back in with our intention for this day. When you're ready to begin moving again, begin by filling the body with air, bringing movement into your hands and feet, your wrists and ankles, your arms and legs, reaching the arms up and overhead, pushing the heels away. Big full body stretch. And then drawing the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Sway from side to side. Rocking onto one side or the other. Come to the fetal position. And when you're ready to make your way all the way up to sit, take your time. Find a comfortable seat. And as always, if a sitting isn't comfortable, you can come all the way up to stand, just bringing the shoulders over the hips, lengthening up through the spine. Inhale, the fingertips up to the ceiling. As you exhale, thumbs to the third eye, and let's hinge forward. It's our final pose for this day. Thanks for joining me. Namaste. Thanks for joining me for this practice. I hope you feel great. If you like this practice, please hit the like button and let me know in the comments what you liked about it. I love making these practices and I love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great day and we'll see you again on the mat soon. Namaste.